Welcome to Johnson Hall in Gardiner, Maine. After a $9.3 million renovation, this historic gem is ready to shine. With a new 400-seat theater, expanded lobby, and state-of-the-art sound system, Johnson Hall promises top-notch performance and a boost to the local community. Come take a tour with us.
Johnson Hall Opera House is the oldest operating opera house in the state of Maine. We're located in downtown Gardiner, Maine. We are what you'd call a variety theater. So that means that we don't present any one thing. We're not just musicals or plays. We present everything. And predominantly it is live music, national touring acts, comedians, circus artists, or we do a series of family shows. So it could be a magician or a juggler or whatever. We do all of that in this space. And we have two theaters. We have a small theater that seats about 120, and then this space seats over 400. And so it gives us a lot of flexibility on who we can bring in and a range of ticket prices that are still affordable for anybody. So the historical significance is that this space was built in 1864 as an accompaniment to the Johnson house that was located next door. It was a hotel, and the first floor was originally built as a livery stable. The second floor was a hayloft, and then over time they added the third floor to be just a big hall. And this was the place where you would come for graduations or New Year's balls, or they had roller skating up here. And then eventually began to add vaudeville and burlesque shows, and they would have speakers come through. Frederick Douglass spoke here. Every time there was a fire, they would do a new renovation. There were 5 fires, they did 5 renovations. This is actually technically the 6th, and we didn't have to have a fire, which was good. We're hoping for no more. This was the gathering space for this community for a long period of time, and then it was the only movie theater in the community. That closed in '56, and then this building was just utilized for retail. And it wasn't until that group came in '85, purchased the building, and then renovated the first floor. And shows began to start happening again. And they didn't do a lot of shows, but they began doing shows. And then when I came in here in 2013, we went from running about 12 shows a year to about 30 shows a year, and then got all the way up to about 50 shows a year. This is the first time that there's been ticketed performances going on in this space since 1956. We reopened in March. We've had 5 big shows. And in those shows, we can track where everybody comes from. So we had people coming from 21 different states and 125 cities around the state of Maine. And that has an impact because those people come here and they buy food and gas and shop. And we are hopefully going to be getting some either short-term Airbnb kind of places or an actual hotel at some point. The economic impact is going to be unbelievable. But the bigger part is that I think the cultural impact for this community it's a historic theater, but all the kids that are growing up in this town, we've had a lot of teachers say to us, if it wasn't for us, most of these kids would never see live theater. They're either watching something on their phone or a TV or a big screen, but they rarely ever see live theater, and we have been the purveyor of that. You'll probably see more people at least having a bigger interest in the arts, whether they want to do it themselves or they want to continue finding other places to see the arts.
So I graduated from Gardiner Area High School, and when I was growing up, 16, 17 years old, there wasn't a whole lot to do. So when I came to interview here, I was very passionate about having many ideas, and I still have so many ideas of what we can do here at Johnson Hall and what we can do for the community. I think it's so important to give kids a place to grow and to experience positive things. Johnson Hall engages with the local community in many different ways. We have programs including our Artists in the Schools. We bring artists into their schools and reach about 5,000 students annually. Our goal is to continue to reach more schools and more students, and as well as bring them actually into the theater. We do 10 free waterfront concerts each summer. We average about 500 to 1,000 people per concert. We have a Spark Theater Camp that we are going to be running this summer with 3 different stages. There's a beginning, an intermediate, and an advanced class.
Between the tax credits and like federal grants, we probably raised about $4 million. And all of the rest of the 9.3 came from our community, whether it was corporate support, whether it was the Kennebec Savings Bank or EJP. And a lot of people did challenge grants for us. They give us $500,000 and say, but in order to get it, you have to match it. And then that's when our community would come out and you'd get hundreds and hundreds of people giving $500, $1,000, $50, whatever they could. Our community, one way or the other, either showed up financially or in person or both. And I think that's really the most significant. That's why this project got done.
I just wanted to say thank you so much to all of the people that made this happen, all of the business that continue to sponsor us, all of our annual donors, all of the people that come to all of our fundraisers, that come and support us at the waterfront concerts. We couldn't do this without you, and I'd love to just continue to see us all working together and to see what we can make of Johnson Hall and the community of Gardiner.
I always say that what I love about live theater is it's the great equalizer, because we're at a live event where we're all rooting for the same team. It's not a sporting event where you're rooting for your team, I'm rooting for mine. And you think about our culture right now of how divided everybody is. To me, this is a place where people come together and you don't know anyone's politics, their religion, you don't know anything. You're here to share an experience, and I think that shared experience is I think it's therapy for the world. And I think being able to have that experience and to know that you mattered. This is a place where it really does matter. It matters to the person sitting next to you. It matters to the person on stage. It matters for the whole group experience. So to me, there's nothing like it.
Thank you for joining us on this tour of the newly revamped Johnson Hall. This renovation not only revives a historic venue, but also offers promising things for local businesses. See you at Johnson Hall.